Do you think bodybuilding can save your ass if you get in a fight situation? Do you think that doing bicep curls can make you knock out someone? If your answer is yes, you should think again, because there is a reason why MMA and other fighters are training specifically for combat situations, not to show size. And there is a big misconception about fighters not lifting weights, and I will show you today that it's quite the opposite but much different than bodybuilders because of the different training approaches. While fighters prioritize mobility, flexibility, explosiveness, and endurance, bodybuilders are focused just on aesthetics and hypertrophy. First, why fighters avoid training like bodybuilders. Think about a classic gym guy. Look at his physique. That body was not made for fighting. Not only does he have excess muscle that is not functional in any way, especially for combat, but his muscles got stiff over time. That not only can limit his flexibility, but also speed, mobility, agility, and endurance. While bodybuilders focus on muscles to show, fighters need lean muscles that are not only for aesthetics but for movement efficiency. The more a fighter is bigger, the slower and more prone to fatigue he is. By constantly training for hypertrophy and strength, which are mostly isolation exercises, bodybuilders tend to stiffen their muscles, reducing their range of motion. In MMA, range of motion is one of the most important aspects of the sport, which is crucial for throwing high kicks, grappling, and defensive movements. For MMA fighters, endurance is much more important than muscle mass. By training hit and fighting skill drills, they simulate the intensity of a real fight, which makes MMA fighters last several rounds, demanding both cardio and muscular endurance. Bodybuilding does not include high-intensity activities like explosiveness, which is very important, maybe the most for takedowns and knockout power with punches and kicks. Training for this requires exercises that bodybuilding does not provide or focus on, quite the opposite of the slow, controlled movements typical for it. Exercises like cleans and snatches help build explosiveness. One more thing is that fighters compete in weight classes, meaning excess muscle can push them into a heavier class, which was not the point. Sometimes the opposite is needed, to have more muscle for a heavier class, but this is still trained very differently than bodybuilders. Second is how MMA fighters are training. Strength and power exercises. Strength is crucial for MMA. Powerful punches and kicks come from generating force quickly, which requires explosive power, while strength exercises build foundational power, like a stronger posterior chain, glutes, hamstrings, and lower back, which leads to heavier kicks and punches. Plyometrics support explosiveness. Some strength and explosiveness exercises include deadlifts, kettlebell swings, squats, and medicine ball throws. Strength also transfers to the mat because it supports both stand-up and grappling. With improved strength, fighters can control their opponents' bodies through clinches, takedowns, and submissions. Building maximal strength makes it easier to out-muscle opponents in these exchanges. Grappling itself can be major strength training. By constantly challenging your body with other bodies' force, you develop much better endurance and strength for that kind of situation than with weighted lifts alone. But, of course, combining strength training with grappling yields the best results. Explosiveness plays a crucial role in grappling because dynamic explosiveness helps execute fast, powerful takedowns with explosive hips, essential for a fast double leg. It also supports scrambles or escaping bad situations and positions. Exercises for strength and explosiveness for grappling can include box jumps, weighted pull-ups, explosive hip thrusts, and isometric holds. Speed and agility exercises. Speed is crucial, with faster striking and reaction time. Speed determines how quickly a fighter can land punches and kicks. Faster strikes can overwhelm opponents and reduce the chance for dodging and countering, as well as pivot and dodge attacks. A prime example is Israel Adesanya, who uses relaxation and speed to bait opponents and quickly counter with devastating punches before they can respond. Some speed exercises include plyometric push-ups, shadow boxing, and pad work. Improving agility supports footwork. Agility ensures that fighters can move in and out of range and pivot to create angles and dodge attacks. Good footwork enables fighters to dictate the pace of the fight and stay ahead. Some agility exercises include ladder drills, shadowboxing with a focus on footwork, and shuttle runs. Agility also supports grappling by allowing fighters to sprawl quickly. A great example is GSP, who relied on explosive agility to defend takedowns and stay on his feet. MMA's diverse nature demands adaptation between striking and grappling. Fighters must be fluid, using speed to transition smoothly, for example, from fast striking to a takedown to establish control in seconds. Speed enhances the ability to counter opponents' attacks, while agility improves reaction time, allowing fighters to read and respond quickly. Don't forget that increased speed combined with increased power leads to much greater explosive power. The faster the movement, the more force is generated. I recommend indulging in sprints to develop this, cardio, and endurance exercises. Some may argue that this is the most important aspect. Whether you are sparring or in a match, sustained stamina is required for good performance across multiple rounds. Fighters need the energy to attack, defend, grapple, and escape dangerous situations without slowing down. If you have good punching power and are fast, but gas out mid-fight or mid-round, you will be demolished by someone with less power who just waits for you to tire out. Some endurance exercises include long-distance running, swimming, or cycling to build an aerobic base. However, as important as an aerobic base is, fighters also need sustained energy for explosive bursts of power, for takedowns and knockouts. A great example is Ilia Topuria, who knows how and when to use explosive bursts without tiring. Anaerobic conditioning is needed for this. Some drills for anaerobic endurance include sprints, hill running, and HIIT. Endurance training improves the body's ability to use oxygen efficiently, preventing fatigue from setting in too early. This is crucial for grappling during clinches. Fighters with better cardio maintain their strength, while those without it lose sharpness and proper technique. Even in later rounds, fighters with excellent endurance can still throw precise strikes and takedowns. Long-duration sparring sessions that simulate real fight fatigue are highly recommended. If you have any questions or topics you'd like me to cover, drop them in the comments. Thank you for watching, and remember, stay active, eat right, and keep pushing your limits. See you in the next video.